Sometimes I wake up and I don't really feel like I have it in me.
We had to have a really serious conversation with her of like, what is going on? Her answer was also like, I wish you could feel what it feels like to be in my head. I just remember it being very chaotic, and she was hearing all of these voices. They just kept getting louder and louder and louder. That triggered some sort of psychotic break.
At one point, she's like, I don't want to live. And I'm like, wait, what? And it was one of those moments where you look in her eye, it was just pitch black. And it's so scary.
I was suffering mentally and emotionally, and I wasn't able to stay all buttoned up and together.
Selena is now on break dealing with anxiety, panic attacks, and depression.
There were rumors that she had a drug problem.
Letting the high life of celebrity and partying get the best of her and her career.
Selena Gomez has been in dire straits for a couple of weeks now.
She was trying to rip her IVs out. She is now at a psychiatric hospital as a result.
We heard about her mental breakdown through TMZ. They called me and wanted to know what my daughter was doing in the hospital with a nervous breakdown. She didn't want anything to do with me, and I was scared she was gonna die.
You hang on as tight as you can and try to help them with their treatment. And that's the hardest thing to do. To then just go to bed and hope that they wake up the next day.
At the hospital, Selena finally learned the truth, and it was both terrifying and somehow comforting.
I found out I have a diagnosis of bipolar disorder. I thought my life was over. I was like, this is how I'm going to be forever. But I didn't want to be trapped in myself, in my mind anymore.
And there was one person who could relate to what Selena was going through.
I was diagnosed bipolar in my early 20s. I immersed myself into bipolar to understand it and then to try to restructure my mind of how to take that diagnosis and make myself better.
That's why I say to people that I have the greatest friends and family, especially my mom and my stepdad, Brian, because I shouldn't have spoken to them the way that I did, and I shouldn't have treated them the way that I did sometimes. And they know it wasn't me, and so, like, even to this day, I keep saying thank you and I'm sorry and everything that I do, and they're always like, once we found out everything, it made so much sense, Selena, like,